Hello and welcome back everyone to the Rise of Kingdoms tutorial. But before we begin, basically, as you can see so far, within the past 10 days, we finally made it to 199k power, which is quite intriguing in some aspects. And if you take a closer look, basically, within this whole little mini city or base, we basically kind of edited it to the point where it's a little bit more organized, because I realized in the previous one it was still a little bit unorganized in some aspects, so I wanted to at least readjust some of the areas by adding roads and also some of the new buildings in the process. And to speed this up, right now this is a level 10 town hall or so, as you put it. And if we scroll down, basically we have an 8-hour speed up, which by using it, we have an extra 16 minutes, and we have finally made it to 205k. So, which in itself, if we divide that by average of 10 days, then that's approximately 20k per day. 20k power per day is in itself. And from my understanding, for me personally, I think the last time that we touched base, it was roughly from the 3-day period we made it to 50k, and then within the 5 days we finally made it to 100k. And to be honest, how you get to there is going to be determined by how much dedication you're willing to put in. And basically, the minimum I would give is at least 10 minutes per day in some aspects, to at least 1 hour max, so that you don't overlap with your own personal priorities, and so forth. And honestly speaking, even with once per week would also help improve your upgrades, and also increase the power. And also it will help your alliance in some aspects. So just in case if your alliance does get attacked, you can at least adjust to the situation itself. Now, some of you may be asking, like, what's the purpose of power itself? And if we click on the profile right here on the top left corner, basically we can see the more info, rankings, commander, troops, achievements, and settings. Where we want to go for is in the middle option, whereas in the dirt to the right, if you're counting from the more info to commander. So if we click on commander, we can see that recently if you hit a certain amount of power, you get to add additional 5% to, let's say, your damage to barbarians, commander, EXP gain, and so forth. But if we want to get gathering speed of 5%, you have to get 200k power. And then, as you can see, for drill master, you have to get 500k power, 1.2 mil for the iron guard, 3 mil for supply captain, 8 mil for charge captain, and 20 mil for the knighthead. And these are to give you added bonuses to it. So for example, if I want to add a gathering speed, then I'll give Gaius Marius, because for Gaius Marius, I have already put it under the gathering skills or gathering talents. That's what I meant to say. And if we look in the commander side, for example, the Kunsunoki, basically if we go to upgrade over here, basically with this in mind, once you have reached to level 10, you can then upgrade it to increase it to even more levels, which gives you even more talent points so that you can upgrade your commander's talents. So if we click here, these are your upgrade materials. So there's one trick that I've learned before by accident, and basically if you put it up to 80%, sometimes you may have a higher chance of sometimes increasing it to, or you have a higher chance of getting 2 additional skills. And it's sometimes a hit or miss, depending on the situation. Sometimes with 100% can also work as well. So let's go ahead and give it a shot with 80%. Sometimes, so I guess it didn't work for this one. So, and if I can recall, let's go ahead and try to add 2 more just to see where it goes. I think it would. Okay, so it'll upgrade it to only 1 skill level, because it's kind of weird, because I remember, if I recall correctly, basically sometimes people would add even more when you're upgrading it. So let's say you get it to 80% and then you add even more of these upgrade material, which gives you a so-called possibility of getting an additional skill in itself. But you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong in this case. And there was something that I wanted to address beforehand, which I did not address in the previous video, that I wanted to make sure that I correct myself. So I found out that it was actually just out of curiosity. So basically last time I mentioned about how you can, there's like 3 boxes or 3 pages for you to change your skills. Now, the only issue with that is this. Basically, for each one that you try to switch, for instance, you have to use a talent reset. So make sure that when you do upgrade a talent, make sure that you do it right the first time, because if you do it right the first time, you won't have to suffer the headaches of having to get a talent reset, which requires you to spend gems, and gems do cost money, and sometimes you might not get enough of it. Basically, from what I'm trying to say is this. So gems sometimes require you to pay out of pocket, like actual money, like it could be USD, rubles, etc. And whereas, let's say if you level up to a certain level for a town hall or so, you may get some gems back. And also, if you finish all the daily objective quests, you can also get 100 gems as well. Or you can even mine gems. However, mining gems will take quite some time. So just keep that in mind in this case. And now that I've addressed that issue, we can then go for the skills. So now we have at least 42 of the sculptures, so we can then upgrade twice for this one. And some of you may be asking, like, what does this skill do? So this is Worthy Man, which while this commander is leading the garrison of your own city, garrison troops gain 3% increased counterattack damage. So basically, you will want to put Kunsunoki as your main garrison in some aspects. If you had Sun Tzu earlier on, it would be probably easier for you. You can probably use this as a field commander for you to attack other players, which could be quite devastating because you are counterattacking your opponents, which most of the time you're inflicting more damage to them than yourself. Now for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade it to level 4. Now we have to get 30 sculptures in this case. So 30 sculptures in order to get it to max level. And then before I can then upgrade it to bravery and wisdom. Now if you look over here, this is a new setting that I didn't see before, back in roughly 2018. So for this one in particular, you can actually, if you have 4 skills, you can then drag, apparently you can then drag to each one of them that you want to upgrade out of your liking. And which I find quite intriguing in some aspects. So just keep that in mind. And I think, oh, I see. Okay, I need to. I don't think. I guess the music isn't playing in the background. Oh, I mean, to be honest, I would probably rather play the Spotify. Okay, let's go ahead and legit. Alright, so things a little bit too loud. Alright, so let's go ahead and then see what we can upgrade in this case. And just keep in mind though, when you're building, sometimes once you run out of the builder's contract, you will have to pay an additional 150 gems in order to then hire a second builder. So just keep that in mind. And for me personally, I would, in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly speed up my research so we can get this sorted out. Because the main goal of what I'm trying to do is that I want to research more in itself. So let's go ahead and upgrade this, and this is going to take 14 hours apparently, just to research the other ones that I wanted to do. Okay, cool. So then now let's go ahead, and there's some of the other buildings that we didn't touch on within the scale of, or within the duration of the 10 days. So over here, this is the Lyceum of Wisdom. This is where you can like take exams, which if you scored 8 out of 10 right, you get some rewards in the process, which gives you a chance to take the midterm, and if you do pass the midterm, you can then get to the final exam, which gives you even more rewards. Now, keep in mind to check the time as well, because I missed mines. I missed my midterm in particular, so that kind of messed me up in the process. And over here, as you can see, this is the trading post, and you see the scroll like on the third button. This is almost like for those that play World of Warship Blitz, this is almost like a Blitz Pass, as I mentioned before. If you click on Unlock Inheritance, you have to spend money in order to get it, to get the additional bonus rewards. And the bonus rewards here is kind of decent, not gonna lie, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend spending it. And I think over here, this is the Courier station. The Courier station is where you can purchase items when the merchant is there. And for example, if you want to get 37,500 stone, which you can use at any time, then you can purchase it with your food, with your food, or with your wood, with gems, etc. So these are some of some of the resources that you can use to purchase other items in the process. So just keep that in mind. Like for example, I would probably need to get stone later on, or even food. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of the resources to get some of these instead of having to spend some of my gems. And let's see. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and spend 125,000 on the boosters. And let's go ahead and claim that. And over here, as you can see, oh, okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and sidetrack. So this, as you can see on the new request or new quest, it's called the Warrior of the Sun. Challenge Sunset Canyon one time. So this is located on campaign. So if you click on campaign and then you click on Sunset Canyon, basically you get to challenge others. They give you a specific amount of troops that you can lead with your commanders, and depending on your commander's level, you get to increase the amount of troops to lead that you can lead. And for over here, if you challenge, right now, if you look at where the sword is located, and it says 91,800 power, that's how much power that they have. So if you click on challenge, you'll see a bunch of ads or additional slots that you can use. You can always readjust it. So right now, based on my understanding, if we zoom in, which is a good tactic to use, always good to see like what they have. So right now they have cavalry with Joanne of Arc, and they have infantry with Scipio Africanus, and archers with Boudica, which Boudica is infantry leader. Scipio Africanus is an infantry leader as well. Joanne of Arc is a gatherer slash maybe. I guess she was more of. I could be wrong. I think she has a. She enables or helps increases the damage of the army, something like that, or versatility or some sort. So then for this instance, what I'll do is this. So since I want to use Tomo, which is the archery, to at least balance it out, so we're going to use composite bowman for this example, and then we're going to go ahead and mix it up with at least 10k heavy cavalry, just in case if we do end up getting surrounded by the enemy, we can then have a balanced troop set to at least counter the enemy itself. And then of course I'm gonna just gonna try to balance it out as well. So we're gonna balance out at least 70.5k for heavy cavalry, 20k for composite bowman, and 16.2k for spearmen. And then you always have a choice to skip the battle, so you don't have to see the scene. For this instant, we'll go ahead and just show what it may look like in this case. So let's go ahead and click OK. And over here, make sure when you want to lead your specific I guess it automatic attacks, I suppose. In like for example in the expedition set, basically you get to control your army movements, etc. Same when you're battling other people in the process, but in this case, just this is automatic movements and so forth. So right now, you can always, another strategy that you can always use is to check if you have the higher chances of winning, is by clicking the down, I suppose, the down arrow, which shows the commanders that they have. So if you hit level 20, you get to have like an assistant commander to it, and assistant commander, depending on how you pair it, can determine how well it would pan out. In this case, they have for this Winter Wolf has the Minamoto paired up with Herman, and something paired up with Charles Martel, and I forgot what's his name, paired up with Constance. And let's see, I think this one is more suitable, given that we have a Sinsu that's level 8 and Scipio that's level 3, so this should be a little bit more easier to at least win this one. And based on what he put, is infantry and infantry, so I can technically just counter him with a bunch of composite bowmen in this case, and this will definitely guarantee you win, I believe. And then there's like a fast forward button on the bottom right corner of the screen for you guys to like fasten the situation or it may skip the battle. But in this case, I kind of want to see how it pans out, not gonna lie, so. Based on this is actually quite even. This is actually quite amusing, not gonna lie. The counterattacks are somewhat repelling in some ways, so we kind of zoom in here. Wow, the Sun Tzu is actually, with level 8, whatever he did, he might have at least done the nuke path, I suppose, by increasing the skills on the very top. So he did a pretty decent job with it actually. So, and also keep in mind you can always set up your defense. Some people would rather just put one troop or one set of troop there in comparison to like your full set, because of course they don't want, when you have a chance to take revenge, which you can always revenge is located here. So let's say sometimes with history what happens is that while you're away people would challenge you, and then if you lose you have a revenge ticket so that you can always try to even it out. And basically with that in mind, it would make sense to at least put in your half of your force or your weaker force, so that when you do have a chance to at least get your revenge, you can then actually dominate them. So for me, I would just go ahead and just remove Kunsunoki, and I'm just gonna add like a weaker one to it. So let's see which one I can add. I'm gonna add some spearmen, cavalry, composite, bowman for level 1, and we'll just go ahead and do archer as well, and we'll just do a balance as well, so that we can hopefully deceive the enemy in some aspects. So make it, yes, they will win, but at the same time I can then counter back by using my heavier force later on. And that's part of the game. And then once you click on rewards, basically you can see there's an end of season. It lasts for 6 days and 3 hours, and if you hit the number 1 or rank 1, you get a golden key, 60-minute training speed up, 5 of them, 10,000 EXP, level 5 Tome of Knowledge, 20 of them. And for season rewards, that's for daily rewards, and for season rewards you get 5 golden keys, 20 60-minute training speed up, and also 50 of the 10,000 EXP. So just keep that in mind, it's quite useful, and depending on the situation itself, you may be able to actually, you can utilize this to your own advantage. Let's just put it that way. And the least you can get, if you make it to at least rank 1,251 to 3,000, you get a silver key, 1 5-minute boost for speed up for your army, as well as 1 5,000 EXP for daily reward. And for season reward, you get 1 silver key, 1 30-minute speed up for your army, and 1 10,000 EXP. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so I think for here we made it to at least 1,655, which is not too bad. And if I wanted to try hard, I would do so, but I don't have the time. Oh, it seems like, okay, here we go. So basically we can see, oh my goodness, level 10 Charles Martel, level 35 Sun Tzu, paired up with Mulan, level 21, and level 6 something else. Okay, so yeah, you have this is a perfect example of where you can find the revenge ticket. Now, for the meantime, I can't really fight against the level 35 Sinzu and the level 20 paired up with level 21 Mulan. That's a little bit harder to do given my situation. So unless if I just speed up the process actually, which I can do. Actually, no, I can't do it because the skills I need, I'm like at least 3 levels behind for the Divine Bow before I can proceed on with Beauty and Chaos and then Eternal Love. So yeah. But nevertheless, I think we are basically all set. Except for this. So we can think I've been looking into the, let's see, Lancelot build-up. And based on this, based on the Lancelot build-up, as I can see here, it is recommended that we go for the very top, which would be here, Rallying Cry. Increases all damage dealt by 3% during the first 10 seconds. And try to at least get 28 talent points over here, as the houseofkingdoms.com mentions. And that seems quite reasonable in some aspects, I would say, because 1, you're increasing the rally size. 2, you're also increasing the mobility of your army itself. So let me see. 1 would be have a 10% chance to spike armor. Hasty departure would be interesting. Okay, some would say hasty departure would be best, and also some would prefer alacrity itself. So basically, what we can do is this: we can go ahead and increase the march speed for this one. Then we'll go ahead and increase the march speed for cavalry units. And let's see. Health for all troops, defense for all troops. Oh, I kind of see why. Okay. For meantime, what we'll do is this. Let's see. Halberd, cavalry units left by this commander deals an additional 3% damage. For the meantime, we'll go ahead and do it for all troops. Defense for all troops, and then health for all troops, and then let's see, increases lightning charge. I only have 1 talent point left, so we'll just go for that. And then once we level this up, lightning charge, we'll go ahead and proceed on with the halberd and dragon saber in this case. For the meantime, we can go ahead and boost this up and finalize it. Boom. So now we need 3 more levels for this one, and that's also another way for leveling up or increasing your powers, is by leveling up your commanders and speeding up your builds for your upgrades, such as your cities, such as your town halls, academy, resources, etc. And then if we look over here at this monument where there's a scroll, this looks like a papyrus with a bunch of Latin words to it, or let's see, or this miniature Rosetta Stone, quote unquote. And if you see this like kind of Pac-Man kind of chasing around each other within the rectangle, and there's like this red dot on the top right corner. Basically, you get to collect rewards, and Depending on the history of the kingdom itself, once everyone has completed it, like let's say over here 20,000 governors enter the Bronze Age, so then you get to claim 200 gems, 1 golden key, and 5 elite commander sculpture. In this case, right now, Dirty Alliance have 65 members, so then once we collect them, we have 10 additional sculptures. And for this one, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly increase the skills for, let me see how much skills. Actually, for Reign Time, I wanted to increase the skill for Gaius Marius so that we can then get to the founder of Empire, so that we can increase the food gathering speed, and 2% increase for wood and stone gathering speed. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we need additional 7 of them, which, let's say we go to expedition, we need at least 3 hours so that we can then collect the, let's see, the coins, I suppose that's what we call it. But let's see, let me go ahead and quickly level up Kunsunoki first, and then we'll go ahead and try to at least do one of the expeditions. And it's getting even more costlier. Okay. You can probably get it to level 20 soon. Oh my goodness, we are almost there. Oh well. 691. Oh my goodness. Okay, we actually did. Alright, so we got an additional 10 of these talent points. So we'll go ahead and finish up our admin walls, empty fortress. Let's see. Let me go ahead and recheck Kunsunoki, because I feel like there's something more to it. Kunsunoki build. Let's see. There's the City Guardian Watchtower increases by 5%, which I'll probably do actually, just so that I can help retain the garrison itself. Yeah, basically you have any like spare talent points, then you can just upgrade any of these ones. Attack on all troops. Oh, actually that would be a lot more useful. Defense for all troops, and then the rage. Nowhere to turn. Grants an additional 2 rage every time the city is attacked. Okay. Let's see. King's Guard is actually something that I look forward to. Let's see. Impregnable. While leading the garrison of a city or stronghold, all skill damage is taken. Okay. We can go for the nowhere to turn. Alright, perfect. And then for here, we can then upgrade Tomo. Oh, snap. I think that should be it. Perfect. So now we have an additional 5. Let me see. So I've been thinking about this quite some time. And basically what we want to get to is West-selling arrows. That's where we're trying to aim for. So let's go ahead and I think Venomous Sting increases active skill damage of primary and secondary commander by 2%. Let's see. Phoenix Tail arrows when the army led by this commander contains only archer units, normal attacks. Only archer units still. When the army led by this commander has been reduced to 50%, increases attack of all troops. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think this one is a lot more suitable actually. We'll go ahead and try to go through this path first before proceeding on to here. Then we can unlock whistling arrows. And let's see. Over here. Let's see. I think she's gonna be quite more useful for wood gathering. So we'll go ahead and okay, we already upgrade that. That's good. Defense for all troops. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. As for cavalry, let's see. Short by one. Actually, short by one. Saving cross, reduced damage by 3%. Oh snap. I said lightning charge, so we'll go ahead and upgrade that real quick. And that's about it. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. And we get to build one lumber mill real quick. And let's go ahead and place them right there. Then put this gold mine right here. Quickly upgrade this. Then we can then consistently just spam click on rewards. Okay, this AI already explains it all, so I'll let you guys read it through in some aspects. Holy snap, these cheap earphones. What the heck? What? Keeps on popping out, what the heck? Sorry guys, apparently, there we go, holy snap. These cheap Samsung earphones, the heck. Too OP. Okay. Then we're gonna have to do a quick verification on this one. Nani. Holy snap. This one is in disguise. I'm not seeing it properly. There's like at least 3 items apparently. Okay. Now you know what? We'll just go ahead and do the other one. Do here, there. Boom. Okay. Done. Okay, I think there's also one last thing that needs to be done. Apparently, I guess let's see, settings, general settings. Huh, okay, apparently the music volume isn't there, so. Okay. That's awfully weird. Oh, I think I know why. Because of the attachment. Okay, I see. Kind of, actually. Nope. Okay. Okay, now the music is starting to get in. Okay. TOP. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and quickly readjust that. I don't want you guys to like constantly get annoyed by the horses and so forth, so. Okay, yep, there we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and increase the, or upgrade the scout settings, or scout army and so forth. Then we'll just continue to proceed on with collecting all the upgrades. And maybe next time, if I can, we'll go ahead and try to, we'll try to at least save up at least 100 golden keys, and then we'll just do a grand finale opening or so, either with the silver keys or the golden keys if possible. So yeah. And then over here, recently this is like one of the events, the strategic reserves. And basically by collecting the strategic reserves, you can then, as we can see right here, we have at least 100 supply box. Basically you gather resources, and this event, if you click on this paper right here, right about, oh my goodness, let's see, strategic reserve, you have to defeat barbarians, map collection, and also city collection. Basically you collect resources, defeat barbarians, and then randomly received by gathering resources. Yeah. So also one last thing, just keep in mind when you're researching, make sure, oh my goodness, I don't want to have to speed up the build up, which I don't want to do. Basically, if you're researching, make sure that you don't to focus on the military side, because when you, let's say, find a village, let's say like a tribal village right here, most of the time, if you'll be able to collect the beginning, like beginning technologies for, let's say, lumber, for lumber technology, wood harvesting technology, etc. You'll be able to collect the very first maybe 5 to 6 of them before you need to start upgrading with gold itself. So just keep in mind to at least find tribal villages so that you can get the free technology ahead of time, so you don't have to waste so much time in upgrading those when you can be upgrading the military side first. So yeah, so definitely it's always good to find tribal villages and also caves as well, so that you can get the kingdom maps, which if we go to items right here, go to other, we have at least 11 of the kingdom maps, which we can quickly reveal all of the most of the fogged areas. And definitely by using kingdom map and finding kingdom maps, finding passes, finding holy sites, barbarian camps, those will definitely help you review almost like the whole entire area, and which took me quite some time to do so. So we'll go ahead and review at least 11 spots by using this kingdom map side, and we're already exposing so much of the other area in the process while finding other new tribal villages too. And we have 3 more left in here, and 2 more, 1 more, and to my amazement, this is how much we have at least uncovered. Basically, we almost uncover at least, I say 1/3 of the map itself. This is how much we actually did within the past 10 days. And this is quite crazy, because once you, there's one last chapter at the very end, right by the monument side. If you uncover all the fogs, it has to be 100%. You have to collect, you have to review every single part of it. You get to collect the last remaining rewards. If you don't get to 100%, it won't allow you to collect it. So just keep that in mind. So have to be right on point. If you're not, then you won't be able to do so. But nevertheless, as you can see here, we have already found numerous tribal villages in the process, so let's go ahead and check those out. And yes, it is a grind, which for some may not be able to handle it, for some they are. So just I highly recommend just pacing yourself at the rhythm that you feel comfortable with. If you don't feel like grinding the whole day, then don't do it. Then just do at least 10 minutes or so, or at least 5 minutes. Give yourself some sort of goal in some aspects. However, at the same time, don't want you all to get too addicted to this game. So because you all have your own life to handle or priorities to deal with, so just keep that in mind. Sometimes I overextended myself or overlapped my other priorities in essence with this game. So that's one of the bad habits that should be avoided at all costs. And just keep that in mind. And also, next thing you know, or next thing is when we click on Alliance and we click on territories, depending on how much of the resources that your alliance has placed in terms of banners, when your banners has landed in a specific alliance resource such as a granary, a quarry, a gold mine, etc., it will automatically collect resources for you. And also, if your alliance members are also collecting resources, that would also help you get territory resource earning in the process too. So just keep that in mind. And also and if you click on each of these down scroll, for example, this will show, for example, Alliance Resource Center. It will show the Alliance Granary. Basically, you get to place like a huge amount of granary for everyone to harvest at the same time, or even woodlot, stone pit, or even Alliance Motherlode, which is a gold mine itself. And Alliance Resource Point shows how much you're gaining, how much food is being gained per hour. In this case, for some reason, Alliance Wood, we're not gaining anything per hour because we don't have a lumber yard at the moment. So that's why we are currently, if we scroll out, what I'm presuming at the moment is that we're trying to expand towards this. Let me just go ahead and scroll out real quick. Click on resources. We want to go for this lumberyard right here, which we're at least 2 flags or 2 banners away, along with this gold mine right here, which will help us out in the long run. And there's also many other resources out here too that we can go for, and depending on who is expanding, such as 93BF is expanding a little bit further out, so in our case we may want to at least be a little bit more careful, which really depends on your leader itself. That can also vary from case to case. Nevertheless, right now we have at least 3 sets of troops that we can go for, and at the moment we only have 2 hours before this Mightiest Governor enemy elimination begins. Now this one is, oh my goodness, I learned this the hard way. Okay, so enemy elimination, no matter where you're at, this can increase for those that are starting out. This may cause a conflict between you and the other opponents in some aspects, because one, they're slaughtering your troops when you're gathering resources, and sometimes they might even burn your city as well. And I've had that happen numerous times when I was starting out this game, and it was not fun. Of course, some people would pop in bubbles or like the peace shield so that they don't get attacked during this enemy elimination event. And also some may also do some sort of revenge or take some sort of revenge aspect. So let's see if let me try to find like an enemy, like someone that I don't even know that's mining around here. So let me see. I'm pretty sure some of the over here-ish. Let me see. Hey, welcome, Mr. Mine. So let's see. So basically, let's say from what I noticed, HVP4 is a Vietnamese alliance group. So what they will do is this. Like, let's say this I am a bun. I'm bun. Is mining right here at this gold mine right here. I can during the enemy elimination event, you may be able to get away with it by attacking Iron Bun while he's mining or gathering from the gold deposit itself. However, it is a hit or miss because some may take it as a provocation in some aspects, because of course you're attacking their gatherers, and attacking gatherers is a cheap shot within the Rise of Kingdoms. So, and also depending if you're allies with them as well. If you're not allies with them, then there may come to a point where they may bring it up to their leaders, and then their leaders might even escalate it with the other leaders, saying that their members were being attacked, etc. And from that point, it comes to they may end up like having a back and forth conversation. But in all honesty, the enemy elimination event, it's supposedly a friendly one, quote unquote, because this overlaps the boundaries of alliance attacking alliance. Rather, it's just more of like members just attacking other random people, just for the fun of it, so that you can gain points, so that you can also get rewards in the process. So that's why that's what you mainly do within the enemy elimination event. And yes, you're probably going to see a bunch of your men in the hospital itself. Some may end up dying in the process, and some you may be able to heal as well. So just keep that in mind whenever you're in an enemy elimination event. For me in particular, I'm not really a fan of it, but of course we had to deal with it to a certain extent. And I think what I'll do is this. What I'm gonna go ahead and just test out for this week itself, or the next 2 weeks, or just for this event itself. I'm just gonna test out without the peace bubble, because if we scroll out, as you can see, the red that is being expanded where the full is at, that's our alliance, and it's kind of pushing it towards the east. And of course the HVP4, as you can see, has already expanded a little bit towards the RP and also our side. And given that their time is Vietnam time, they will basically be attacking during their time, which is going to be daytime for them and nighttime for us in the US. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue, give or take. And if we see here the PAU4 possible allies, can't say for certain, because theirs is a Spanish group. If we click on their center fortress and you click on the 3 dots, you can see who is their allies. Apparently it's 93UN, which apparently 93UN is over here, that is slowly expanding in some aspects. And if you click here, basically they're allies with back and forth. That's basically what it is. So yeah, that's just the gist of it, of where we're at and how far we have come. And I hope you guys found it quite informative in some aspects. And yeah, basically we already touched base on, so basically just to do a overall review in some aspects, we basically covered from the progress that we've made so far, plus the possible upgrades. What's the estimation for reaching certain powers. Third, we found out what the commander, what are some of the things that we can do with the commander side for leveling up. And 4, we checked out certain new buildings in the process. And 6, we figure out how to reveal certain areas. And last but not least, we are doing a 100 supply box open up. Let's see what we got. So we got 1,000 wood, 250 of 5 of them that we can use at any time, 7 silver keys, 315 1,000 food, 15-minute, 4 15-minute healing speed up, 195, 750 stone, 13 15 minutes training speed up, 5 15-minute speed up, 7 15-minute building speed up, and arrow resistance. And arrow resistance is going to be used for upgrading your tower, so just keep that in mind. So we click over here. This is where we're at. We need at least 70 of them total to increase this tower from 9 to 10. And in order to upgrade here, we need to get to at least level 11. Oh snap. Who are we also upgrading? Oh, we're also upgrading this. Okay. So what we'll go ahead and do is this, given that we have limited time. We got 60-minute speed up, so we'll just go ahead and increase that and then focus on that. So now we got that covered. Go ahead and upgrade the storehouse real quick. Ask for requests, help requests, and over here we also have to upgrade the wall, which therefore we need to upgrade the tavern, therefore need to get the level 11 quarry. And this is going to take us 13 hours to get that built up, so that's going to be by the next day, quote unquote. And for this one, that's going to also take another day, or another 7 hours plus by the time I wake up for work. But yeah, that's basically it. And we have already, and we'll just go ahead and do another open up for the level 3 treasure cave, and we got some decent loot out of it, and level 2 chest right here, and we got 100. You had 3 100 VIP points, which then if you click on the VIP 3, you can then collect certain rewards each day, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, and I guess for the, we'll just go ahead and quickly explore other areas, and hopefully like later on, should I continue doing the Rise of Kingdom streams, etc., hopefully we'll be able to review this whole entire area, and you'll probably see me in another alliance later on, given that this is a farm alliance, and I don't know how far this alliance will last, not gonna lie, because there's not that many people active in there, which is a little bit discouraging at times. And the chat is really less active in some aspects, and you really have to be on your feet most of the time. In this case, we're kind of against the HPV4 in some aspects, so we need to be a little bit more aware of it. So yeah, hopefully we'll probably within the 2 weeks itself or so, we might do like a little progress itself. If not, then we'll probably just whenever I do have a chance, I will go ahead and provide a progress of where we're at. And so yeah, with each day, you can always improve, I guess, in terms of the game itself. So we finally reached 224k power as we were speaking, so that's averaging out within the 10 days itself. That's roughly 22,000 and 22,491. Yeah, 22,491 power per day average. So just keep that in mind. You can actually, to be honest, if you use all the speed ups and so forth, you can actually get it to 100k within less than 3 days. That's for sure. If you use all the speed ups, if you don't care about using up all your boosts and so forth, go for it. You'll definitely get to that point. However, you will start to run out steam as you progress further. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant in using all the boosts that I have in terms of like the speed ups right here. As we can see here, we're trying to like save up as much so that when the time comes, we can then automatically speed up, especially when it comes to the heals. This is going to be quite crucial later on, because what happens is that if you do get attacked by numerous neighbors, you can always quickly revitalize your army so that you can then repel your enemies itself. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys found this informative, please leave a like and also subscribe to see more of these content. And in the comment section below, feel free to comment on what you want to know, etc. But nevertheless, thank you all for your time and consideration, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video or so.